Hey guys, it's me, MLG Mandu, back again with another video, and today, I'm going to do something I have been wanting to do. I am going to connect most of the Markiplire universes. Bobby's, or episodes, whatever the fuck you want to call them. But yeah. Okay, so I'll start from the beginning. So it starts with the King of Squirrels. This showing him being alone. And what that does to him. And which kind of messes him up, as we see. I mean, we see him go through insanity, pretty much. So, after the King of Squirrels returns, we move on to Mark's van. And we do this full thing. Sorry, this is really fucked up. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. So, as you know, we start with the King of Squirrels, then the King of Squirrels return, and then we move on to I Don't Like This, the song. I have a bunch of songs in. This one is happy, cheery, like he's pretending to be in the video, supposedly. But he doesn't like this. If you heard the song, you'll understand. But basically, it's the King of Squirrels. He's pretending to be happy, but he doesn't like being alone. So then we move onto Mark's van. This shows him the first time with a friend, plus our relationship to him, and who murdered Markiplire? Fuck. Sorry. So then after a new car, the start of the band series, we move on to Bitch I'm Fabulous, because he feels fabulous that I finally made a new friend, and so happy. Once again, heard the song, you'd understand. And who doesn't usually after that? I'm using real world logic as well. Okay, so it then moves on to Man Not Hot, the second episode, and then I'll Be Happy. It's just him being happy. What more is there to say? Then Mr. Bones' Wild Pumpkin Patch, the third episode of Mark's van. And then afterwards we move on to Space is Cool. Space is Cool will show one of the first couple of times in this series so far, I believe, that it actually opens up a little. Well, then The Sun Will Kill You, world's first pop-up haunted house. We're not gonna make it. Next 3 episodes of the band. The Markiplire's remix Back Battle Soap. And this is just happy song. It's happy. It's happy. Then The Sun Will Not Kill You. And then Markipliere's warm-up remix. Once again, happy Markipliere's Vintage Funky, the friendly ice cream shop. And then Popcorn. Popcorn would be the first supernatural event throughout this whole series so far. And we know this is the start of Supernatural because it itself he was surprised in the video himself when he first found it. So then we move on to Super High in Real Life. By this point, the supernatural has become the norm. This is the only one like this. It is nothing like the rest since it's not a skit. But it does show the beginning of video games coming to life, as well as that it became the norm. And then Google in Real Life, and then Google gets an upgrade, because Google always comes first in everything. Then Worst News Doctor, because from all the injuries people will have by this point. Then we move on to FNAF the Musical. He was the King of Squirrels, but now that he has friends and he knows the supernatural exists, he has to become the king of something else. So he becomes the king of FNAF, as we know. So, from all these injuries, we get the Worst News Doctor, or from all the injuries from the pizzeria and Google. It's a whole thing. So then from FNAF, have advertisement will start to get popular. So we move on to Ed Edgar's Adoption Baby, a Bulk Boy. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna call it the longest title ever from this point on, since it is the longest title. Or if you don't count the name credits in the titles. Anywho, who, after that, people will start to get more mature. So we move on to Hire My Ass, which is pretty much an advertisement, but more mature, quote unquote, since it's Markiplier. Then we move on to Danger in Fiction 1 and 2. With all this chaos, people will start to need a narrator for everything. Then we move on to Doodly Doo the Remix. It's a happy song, but there is one long-running clip that shows that everything is starting to go to shit. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. You get the idea. So then we move on to Taylor Swift blah 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 blah. This will show he had a life of crime before Who Killed Markiplier. Then we do Who Super Her Infidelity. Then Who Killed, because from all this chaos, plus us now that we know, especially No Crimes in Towns, thanks to the lyrics in real life, life will need a superhero. So then we move on to Who Killed Markiplier. Now we know from the story that Markiplier pretty much devised a plan to make Colonel insane, and it made all this happen. And we became Antisepticeye, one of his worst enemies. So then after Wilford, Mother Loving, and Warfstache, we do a poem reading in the description of Doki Doki Literature Club. This one's from Warfstache / the Colonel. Oh. Then we move on to Don't Laugh. From all the chaos that he has experienced, he is trying to entertain himself, but he's having to hold back laughing because he knows what he did was wrong. But he did beat one of his worst enemies, and anyone would be happy by that. And the poems are haunting him. So after 1 and 2, we move on to the second poem reading. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we move on to the third poem reading. Then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The fourth. Then 14, 15, 16, 17. Then the fifth one. I guess I missed out on 18. Sorry, I'll add it later. But you get the idea. It will go to 18. So after poem 5, we move on to Try Not to Laugh 18. This one, every time he laughs, he is in pain himself. So if he's in pain, that means he's starting to hurt from having to hold back his enjoyment of what he caused. Then we move on to the Voice of Darkiplier, the song. It's a fun little way to show that we are moving into the Darkiplier section. So after Don't Blink, Don't Move, October of Terror, Livestream has ended, October of Terror, Livestream over, Best Friends, Surgeon Simulator in Real Life. We've gotten to know Darkiplier, and we have had a pretty decently long break from Warfstache. So we move on to Warfstache Interviews Markiplier, the Net Affair, Five Nights at Freddy's The Interview, the Warfstache song, and Markiplier's new home tour, which apparently is Warfstache, Corpse Abduction, and Suspect with a Shooty. Apparently this is Warfstache. I didn't know this either, but apparently it is. Then we move on to A Date with Markiplier. Any route will do. They're all canon. They just happen with different people. It's moving on from the Try Not to Laugh. So he's trying to meet new people. So after Markiplier TV, we see the plan. We see the plan of all the personalities that we saw throughout this whole series. That is to take over Markiplier's channel, which we get a lot of and go back to sleep, which is the start of Darkiplier's real plan. Then, this part sounds ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous, but stay with me. Resident Enos. The comedy they showed on Random Encounters featuring Markiplier. This is the ending. I couldn't believe it either, but if Darkiplier, we know that Darkiplier is the dark person and has destroyed multiple things from the videos, hoes, and we know his plan to take over the channel. So, by Resident Enos, he has taken over the channel and the world is in shit. So after 1 and 2, that's it. You end on Resident Enos. You can see some more information in Game Theory, The Secret Life of Markiplire, which is where I got this whole idea. Oh, by the way, before I go, I am going on a trip at 12 for a couple of days. It's my friend Bobby's birthday. You might have heard of him. But, yeah, I might tell you the experience. I don't know.